Tell you a story. When I was lost, my brother-in-law came to my smoke shop one day and he said, I want to take you to a church service. He took me to a church service. And I remember this church service pretty vividly. I remember watching them worship. I remember watching the pastor preach. I remember watching his wife get up there and share a word as well. I remember how passionate they were. I remember how high I was. I remember how drunk I was. And I remember them not really taking that into account. They just went on with the program. They worshiped the Lord in spirit and truth. They loved God so much. There was a lot of young people there and they just worshiped God. One thing that comes to my mind about that is that service ultimately ended up changing my life forever. And they didn't really tailor it to me. They didn't tailor it to the unbeliever. They didn't tailor it to the drunk guy who's gonna come in. They didn't say, we gotta be really careful what we do. We gotta be really careful how we worship. We gotta be really careful because we don't wanna freak this guy out. We gotta make sure we're not doing anything weird. They didn't do that. And I feel like that's what a lot of churches are trying to do these days. They're trying to tailor the service to the unbeliever. And they're trying to host the unbeliever. When you know what you gotta do, you gotta host the Holy Spirit. We as the church have to host the Holy Spirit. You know why that service changed me? Not because they made it all about me. They just went in there and they worshiped the Lord. And I knew I was wrong. I knew I was lost. I knew I was dirty. I knew I was broken. I knew I needed something. And you know what really did it for me? Sometimes you don't know you're hungry until you watch someone else eat. That's what I did that day. I went in there and I just watched them have a banquet. It made me realize how hungry I was. And I wanted some. So I got some. Let's prioritize hosting the Holy Spirit. Let him do the rest.